What is going on, y'all? It's your boy RickyMoto back at it again with yet another video. This thing sounds so crazy. Oh my gosh, I love it. Such a beautiful day out today. I haven't been able to ride for the past week because it's been raining. Oh, hello, old lady. She's probably scared as hell right now. I just figured that this was the most, underrated motorcycle that there is on the market, especially for beginners. 5 reasons why I love the Yamaha R3. Number 1 has to be its looks. The aesthetics of a motorcycle is quite important to me, and this bike is, no joke in terms of the design. Not every R3 looks good. Like from the 2019 generation and higher. The 2018 and older, I don't know. I can't really say that that's the best looking motorcycle. Doesn't look terrible for a 2018, but I feel like the new redesign with the front end and everything is definitely the way to go. And that is actually why I fell in love with the R3, because of the front end design. It looks a lot like an R6, and it also just makes it look, more aggressive. It just all looks really coherent and just really, really aggressive. So I definitely love the styling of it, so that's number 1. The second thing I love about the Yamaha R3 is the performance. And I know that this is kind of like, what? It's a 300. It's not even fast. So what are you talking about? It has a very linear power band, making it very easy to ride, especially if you're a new rider like me. The power comes on really smoothly. It's not like a 600 where if you pull a throttle, it starts to jerk a lot. If you keep it on the lower RPMs, it's very, calm. But when you get to the higher end RPMs, it does tend to pull a lot harder. But it's also very stable. It doesn't jitter or vibrate, even if you're kind of tapped out on the bike. When I first hopped on this bike, it felt like it was flying. It was really, really fast for me. If it's your first time ever riding and you're thinking about getting an R3, all I'm gonna say is that you're gonna actually be pretty surprised at how powerful it is. 300cc may not seem like a lot, may not look like a lot in videos too. Riding versus watching a video, it feels very, very different. There's no sense of speed when you're watching a video. But I'm telling you, the way this thing pulls when you're, banging on the gears, it's quite quick. For example, if I'm gonna go into the HOV lane right now, let's see. See, this thing can keep up. Third thing I like about the R3 is the cost. This bike is pretty well priced at an MSRP of $5,400. Now, of course, that's just the MSRP. After you're adding the dealer fees, the taxes, and whatever. For me, this bike costed about 6.5K out the door. And I also had to pay about $1,000 in delivery because this was being shipped from California. So I ended up paying close to $7,000 for it. Of course, there are cheaper versions out there, cheaper alternatives. You can get an R3 used for maybe $4,000, but I still feel like for a brand new bike, this is the 2021 model, to pay $7,000 out the door is honestly not too expensive. The thing with cost is the just overall maintenance cost. If you do it yourself, it's pretty cheap. For example, the oil change, you can either get it done at a shop for $200 or you can do it yourself for $40. Now, another cost that you have to factor in, and this really depends on you personally, but your insurance, full coverage insurance on this thing. With Progressive, I'm 21 years old. I'm about to be 22 actually tomorrow because tomorrow's my birthday. As a young rider with full coverage on a brand new motorcycle, I was only quoted about $800 to $900, which is honestly pretty good because I've heard a lot of people talk about insurance prices being $1,500 to $2,000. I have a pretty good standing. I never gotten any tickets, so that's why I was able to get the rates that I got. But yeah, if you're a new rider and you're kind of young, you can always take advantage of the discounts and deals that they have with insurance companies. For example, good students, you can get a discount with that. If you take a safety course, you get another discount with that. Now, the fourth thing I like about the R3 is its ergonomics. Just the way everything is laid out, the handlebars, the angle, the seat height, everything about it. I'm a fairly small person. I'm 5'7" and I weigh about 120 pounds. So yeah, I'm a pretty light guy, but I fit perfectly on the R3 at my 5'7" height. I will say that I kind of struggle to flat foot on this bike. I kind of just tippy toe on it, but honestly, not a big deal. really comfortable. You have a pretty upright configuration. I mean, you could tuck down if you want, and you can still get that sport-oriented sort of configuration. But for the most part, it's very, very comfortable, very smooth on the road. You can definitely commute on this bike, and you can go on long rides without, you know, getting tired or uncomfortable. If you do want a little bit more of a sportier sort of feel, you can always get like aftermarket parts like some rear sets, adjustable rear sets. You can push the foot pegs a little bit back. That way you can have a bit more of an aggressive stance. But yeah, I mean, I love the ergonomics. It's very, very comfortable. The way the handlebars are laid out in this sort of angular design, and they're kind of narrow, as you can see. This bike is, you know, feathery light. Like I can just go like this really easily. You know, not a lot of effort. The fifth thing about the R3 that I really like is the build quality. You know, just the overall material and finish of the bike. Now, you can't deny the fact that the R3 is, you know, a lower end sport bike, so you're not going to get the best, you know, material quality, no carbon, no nothing. A lot of it's just plastic, but the quality is pretty good for a cheap bike. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. All the side panels, like there's very minimal flex to it. You can't really feel it. This is brand new, that's why everything feels pretty like solid. Woo! Good thing this thing has ABS on it. That was actually one of my first impressions of this bike when I first picked it up. I was like, holy cow, this doesn't feel cheap at all. Like, I had like an actual cheap bike. I had a Z125 Pro before this, and that literally felt like jank. It was hella plasticky, hella flimsy, vibrates like OD. So if you're a quality freak and you want good, you know, build and material, and you want it to feel like, you know, it's worth something, then, you know, the R3 is a good beginner choice. If this was a helpful video for you in the market looking for an R3 or just a bike in general, hope this was helpful. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram to see photos of the bike, make sure to do so at @RickyMoto. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.